The Earth is actually hollow. In the depths of the Earth lie unknown advanced civilizations. Since the birth of humanity, the concept of an inner Earth world has always existed in human history. If we look back at history, we will find that all religious records mention an underground world. Hell in Western traditions and the underworld in Eastern culture are both depictions of the inner Earth world. Secret Tibetan teachings and the beliefs of Buddha suggest that at the center of our planet is the legendary Agartha and its capital Shambhala. There, a more advanced and intelligent civilization resides. Today, we will uncover the mysterious civilization inside the Earth. The hollow Earth theory believes that Earth is a hollow planet, with ancient entrances to the inner world scattered across the globe. Among them, the North and South poles are the main entrances. This theory has existed since ancient times. Scientist Edmund Halley once proposed a multi-layered Earth theory in history. The renowned scientist and member of the St. Petersburg Academy of Sciences, mathematician Euler, also proposed a similar theory. Euler believed that our planet is hollow, with another sun inside that shines upon a habitable continent. He pointed out the existence of a hollow shell far from the core, with openings at the North and South poles. In his view, a hollow Earth structure would offer better stability for the planet than a solid one. The famous astronomer Halley also proposed the hollow Earth idea in 1692. This Halley is the one who discovered Halley's Comet. He believed the Earth consists of a shell about 800 kilometers thick, with two concentric shells separated by an atmosphere, each with its own magnetic field. The diameter of these spheres is similar to that of Venus, Mars, and Mercury. Moreover, these spheres rotate at different speeds. Halley also believed that the leakage of internal gases was one of the causes of the auroras. In 1818, American engineer John Cleves Sims petitioned the U.S. Congress for funding to search for a passage into the inner Earth. On April 15, 1818, members of Congress, university presidents, and several scholars received his letter. "I declare that the Earth is hollow, habitable inside, containing multiple nested solid concentric spheres. These spheres have openings of 12 or 16 degrees at both the North and South poles. I request a team of 100 brave companions well-equipped to set out from Siberia during the right season with reindeer and necessary supplies to journey across the frozen seas. I promise we will find a warm and fertile land. If uninhabited, it will have abundant vegetables and animals. I swear on my life that this is absolutely true. I am ready to explore the inner Earth and hope everyone will support and assist this mission." However, in the end, they neither funded Sims nor believed in his theory, but he gained a group of loyal followers. In the 20th century, as human understanding of geography and geology deepened, some people still attempted to explore the mystery of the hollow Earth. For example, some Nazi leaders and enthusiasts of ancient myths and the occult showed great interest in these theories. In the early 20th century, scientists like William Reed and Marshall Gardner firmly believed they could prove the existence of an inner Earth world. One strange phenomenon noted by Arctic explorers was that as they approached the North Pole, the air and water became warmer. Based on such observations, they speculated that mammoths had not gone extinct but were still living inside the Earth. Meanwhile, Buddhists in Central Asia believed there was a beautiful inner world called Agartha. This mysterious place is said to be inhabited by beings more intelligent and beautiful than humans. Their king could even read human minds. For thousands of years, Tibetan scholars not only spread knowledge about this peaceful inner world, but also claimed to have contact with the king of Agartha, believing he is the supreme ruler of the earth. The Dalai Lama is considered his earthly representative. They also mentioned underground tunnels connecting Tibet to the inner world. Similar tunnels are said to exist beneath the pyramids in Egypt and South America. Additionally, there are rumors that entrances to the inner world exist in the Amazon basin, possibly linking to the lost city of El Dorado and other ancient civilizations. It is said that the capital of the inner world is called Shambhala. Shambhala means happiness and peace in Sanskrit. According to Buddhism, there are several gateways on Earth leading to Agartha, but you can only enter if you are accepted. Some believe there are exactly 7 entrances, corresponding to the 7 energy centers of Earth. Legends say ancient Lemurians and Atlanteans built pyramids at these energy centers. They are located in the Amazon jungle, the Atlantic seabed off Mexico, the Taklamakan Desert in Central Asia, and within China. Agartha is believed to be the home of the lost civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria. In the 1920s, archaeologist Case explored many caves in South America. It is said some of these caves lead to the inner Earth. There are even rumors that a spaceship belonging to the Atlanteans was found in one of the caves. These exploration stories sound fascinating, but if we follow logic and examine satellite images, perhaps many things will become clearer. However, there's a problem. Photos and videos taken by NASA of the North and South Poles are very scarce and difficult to find. Even if images exist, they are often either covered in ice or obscured by strange phenomena or clouds, and are even suspected of being intentionally hidden. On November 23, 1968, an American space probe named ESA-7 took several photos of the North Pole under clear skies. These photos showed a massive black hole in the polar region. These images have been authenticated multiple times as real. Their release reignited speculation about the hollow Earth and the possibility of an inner civilization. Let's take a look at some real-world examples, such as Sun Dom Cave in central Vietnam. Inside, it has its own river and lush jungle. It's so vast that it could fit a 40-story skyscraper. It stretches 6.5 kilometers in length, reaches a height of 200 meters, and a width of 150 meters. In addition, Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, USA, is the longest cave system in the world, with a total length of 591 kilometers, and its end has not yet been found. So, who can prove that these naturally formed caves don't extend deep into the earth? In classic Indian literature, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata are two of the most renowned works. The Ramayana tells the story of the great avatar Rama, while the Mahabharata details the legend of Krishna. The Ramayana describes Rama as a messenger from Agartha. He arrived in a flying machine called a Vimana, which means a divine car or chariot. Interestingly, flying objects are always part of underground civilization tales. In Egypt, it is believed that the Great Pyramid of Giza is connected via a secret tunnel to an underground city, where pharaohs communicate with the gods of the underworld. In 1895, Nobel Prize winner Nansen embarked on an Arctic expedition. However, when he reached an unmarked location on the map, he completely lost his bearings, even though he used the most advanced navigation tools at the time. Still, he became disoriented. Many strange phenomena occurred during Nansen's expedition, one of which deeply impressed him. The temperature suddenly shifted from freezing cold to extremely hot, making him unsure of where he truly was. Legends from Central Asia speak of an underground race called the Agarthans, who live beneath the Altai Mountains. The Altai Mountains are home to the Chud tribes. Russian explorer Roerich mentioned in his book Shambhala that the Chud tribe was once a powerful and peaceful group that thrived in this region long ago. Roerich also noted that when horse hooves struck the ground in the Altai Mountains, the sound was hollow, as if echoing through massive underground caverns. Some legends about the Altai Mountains say there's a mysterious kingdom beneath the mountains, and its inhabitants occasionally emerge to the surface. Pure and brave individuals on the surface might have the chance to enter. In 1946, a magazine called Amazing Stories published an article about mysterious underground dwellers. An American writer and journalist reported that a scientist named Richard Shaver claimed in the article that he had contact with inhabitants of the inner Earth and lived in their world for several weeks. He described these underground beings in detail, saying they looked like ancient mythical demons. Though the article may have been seen as Shaver's fantasy, after its publication, the magazine received numerous letters from readers who claimed to have had similar experiences. The concept of a hollow earth often appears in literature and folklore with stories of underground mystical worlds. In Nazi-era Germany, the hollow earth theory was taken seriously. They even attempted to locate passages into the Earth's interior. In 1969, Dr. Bernard published a popular book titled Hollow Earth. Soon after, he disappeared into the caves of South America. According to his followers, Bernard didn't just vanish into the caves, but entered an underground world. In 1908, Emerson published a strange book titled The Smoky God, presented as a true account of the mysterious adventure of Norwegian sailor Jensen and his father. According to the book, while sailing north, they fell into a hole near the Arctic and ended up in an unknown world with a highly advanced civilization. The inhabitants there communicated telepathically and traveled in disc-shaped flying crafts. 2 years later, Jensen and his father exited this inner Earth world through another opening and eventually reached Antarctica. During the journey out, Jensen's father died at sea. Jensen survived and somehow made his way back to Europe. Later, Jensen spoke of that magical journey to the inner world and was declared mentally ill, spending 24 years in a mental hospital. At age 90, he became close friends with Emerson. Before he passed away, Jensen described his adventure in great detail and supported it with real diaries and maps. He always insisted that the experience he shared with his father was absolutely true. In his diary, Jensen described the inner Earth inhabitants as having lifespans of up to 800 years, with highly advanced technology. They communicated thoughts through some kind of radiation and had access to a source of energy far more powerful than humans. They were the creators of flying saucers, which stood 4 meters high and were powered by atmospheric electromagnetic energy. In the 20th century, the hollow Earth theory re-emerged in the works of renowned conspiracy theorist Serrano. Serrano was no ordinary person. He was a Chilean politician and ambassador to India, Bulgaria, and Austria. After World War II, he worked for a long time at the United Nations Atomic Energy Commission. Moreover, Serrano explained the hollow Earth theory in detail. He believed that inside the Earth was a space suitable for human habitation, with a sun, grass and trees, and rivers. People could reach it through the cave system in Palmo, Tibet, in the Himalayas, as well as through entrances at the 2 poles. Serrano also mentioned a warm water oasis near the coast of Antarctica. He claimed to have encountered it himself while on an Antarctic expedition with a Chilean military team. Another interesting fact is that the US government prohibits aircraft from flying over the polar regions. All flights are instructed to detour around the poles. Any pilot who has flown over these areas can confirm this. One more point. Icebergs floating at the poles are composed of fresh water, not salt water. Another thought-provoking question is why it is warmer 600 miles from the poles than it is 1,000 miles away. In 1943, Nazi Naval Admiral Dönitz made a striking statement. He proudly claimed that Germany's submarine fleet had built an unassailable fortress for the Führer at the other end of the world. This statement was later revealed to have deeper meaning. From 1938 to 1943, the Nazis built a secret base in Antarctica. Inside the base was a secret submarine fleet codenamed Operation Valkyrie. As the war neared its end, at Kiel Port, the submarines were stripped of torpedoes and loaded with containers full of goods, and carried mysterious passengers whose faces were covered with medical masks. The submarine crews were carefully selected individuals who took strict oaths of secrecy. One of the submarine commanders was 25-year-old Bernard, who on the night of April 13, 1945, steered U-530 from Kiel Port and arrived at the Antarctic coast. The crew found a suitable ice cave and carefully unloaded the containers carrying Nazi relics, including Hitler's documents and personal belongings. On July 10, 1945, the U-530 surrendered at the port of Mar del Plata in Argentina. In 2007, European UFO researcher and virtual archaeologist Valentin made a sensational discovery in Antarctica. Antarctica was his favorite research location. Using satellite images, he claimed to have found the legendary entrance to the underground world. He believed that Hitler and his followers might have fled there after the fall of the Nazis. This theory was detailed in esoteric art. At that time, the Nazi leaders and scientists' interest in Antarctica was no coincidence. Scholars studying the secret missions of the Third Reich believed that Antarctica was not just a deserted region, but possibly an entrance to the inner world. According to global folk legends, This hypothesis is not impossible. Some scientists have even proposed that the Earth is hollow and that within it exists a world like ours, but not entirely the same in nature or cosmic elements. An older, more intelligent, more powerful civilization. Many people, including Hitler, have searched for the entrance to this inner world. Legend says that in the end, Nazi leaders found it in Antarctica. In 2016, a sensational news story spread across the internet. American virtual archaeologist Skipper claimed to have discovered an entrance to the underground world in satellite images of Antarctica. Unfortunately, Skipper's discovery has not yet been verified, because the location is deep within Antarctica, and ordinary people cannot reach it. So does an inner Earth civilization really exist? Do those mysterious and unknown caves truly lead to another world? What are your thoughts on these legends and stories? Stay tuned for my next video for even more explosive content about the secrets of the inner Earth.